views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Well, my girl's got the sweetest pussy. Nestles in her leg.
Welcome to SinCityBounty.
.com. I didn't want to do it alone.
Why not?
I don't know. Like, you at least gotta join in. Double up the duty, man.
Well, if you don't
Double
like
it
doing
up.
it alone, you're not doing it right.
True.
True
I mean,
that.
we all know I like doing it alone sometimes. So.
But I totally failed on the friendship level for that. I didn't bring you your dildos.
I know. I had to go get something else. I had to go to the store.
But
Way
you
to
got a
go.
new dildo out of the deal.
Well, no, I'll tell you what I got though.
Look like I walked right out of 1994.
You look like you walked out of axing some wood. Lumberjacking, whatever it is.
I'll jack your lumber.
Do we wait before we get all perverted and horrible? Do we lead in with anything?
I made this hat. What else do you want me to lead in
I don't
with?
know. It's as if we've never done this before.
SinCityBounty.com. If you like this video, please hit subscribe, and a thumbs up would be great. I know we'll never get to 5,000, so we'll never get monetized, but whatevs. Give us what you can. Hey, www.dbtv.com. That is our home here at SinCityBounty. Johnny Fever, Johnny Rocket, Johnny Be Good over there. He's amazeballs.
Johnny, keep it in your pants. That's how I normally refer to him.
Yeah.
Put it away.
They have a Facebook page and a YouTube page as well. Please go follow and like them. If you are a Patreon subscriber, which you should be, at any level right now until December 31st, that's the cutoff date, I've decided. So at the end of 2019, if you have not sent me a patch, right now, any level Patreon subscriber, even a one-time $5 donation can send me a link for a patch, and I'll go buy it and put it on my jacket. If you have not done that by December 31st, then you have to be at least a $5 subscriber, which puts you into the private group and gets you exclusive access to put shit on my jacket, which I do wear everywhere, by the way, as evidenced by the fact that it smells like a campfire, because I was out lumberjacking this weekend. I did put deodorant on, though.
I was the one who didn't, but I checked. I'm good.
It was so shocking, Johnny Fever almost fell out of his chair, and I had to remind him we're basically just dudes with tits. If I had a dick, I'd be playing with it right now. So.
That's why I sit back here.
It's almost as if you have a spit shield. Like, just in case there's a little spit, like,
That shirt is sitting weird on my boobs. I think it's the pocket.
So I wanted Sierra to wear this hat because I totally love it. Totally begging her to make me one. It'll be
even
the
made the
perfect soccer mama hat
It
when
will.
it's cold.
I made a poof. What colors do you like?
Gray is my favorite color.
Gray is your favorite color. So if I did it in hot pink, that'd be cool.
Yes, I would wear it.
All right. Now, in order for Johnny to do the craze, because it's green and
So we have to take it
it
off.
just disappears into the background.
But I was digging it. I at least needed her to wear it for the beginning because I'm really into the hat. So.
It did not make it wear through it.
And then before the show started, she was, I don't know, knitting.
Crocheting.
What a village. I don't know. It
I'm
was a big
making-
old thing.
I'm making a shawl that I will, if I'm done with it by this weekend, probably sell it at the craft fair thingy I'm going to. And if not, then I'll probably just keep it for a million years and never wear it, because that's what I do with all my shit. I've got a purse I made somewhere.
So are you going to make enough to where you start attending craft fairs?
No, because, so here's the thing. That hat, with clearance money, that was clearance yarn. That's why it's that color. The cost of goods for that hat is $7. And it took me about 8 hours to make that hat. So even if I only charged $10 an hour for the labor on that hat, and I know you all think, oh, $10 an hour, but that's not even a living fucking wage. That hat already costs $100 because I have to mark it up and make a little bit of profit on it, right?
So it's $100 hat.
It's $100 hat. So making people who make things for craft fairs are not ever really making any money. They're mostly making their cost of goods back on that stuff. They're hardly ever doing anything to make actual money. So no, I thought about it. I toyed with it for a little while as an idea, as a way to make money. And I even went out and for like a year just bought all the cheap, like my grandma died and she had 8,000 bags of yarn. I'll sell them to you for $1 yarn. And I now have a literal closet, one of those big ass under the stairs walk-in closets,
But
full of yarn.
I mean, if we want to, I'll do this with you. If we want to have a unique stand, I can't craft shit. I could probably glue a magnet on something. But we'll be the only one in the gymnasium selling our panties and shawls. Right? Like, it's an idea.
Hermetically, I do have a sealer. Like, I have one of those, like, vacuum sealers. So we could sell vacuum sealed worn panties and hand crocheted shawls.
I don't understand what the issue is here.
That's fucking great.
Why are we
See us
not?
at your child's next holiday bazaar. That's a great idea.
Is your child's school having a craft show?
You know what? That's a great idea. I can crochet the underwear that you wear and then we sell.
Do you know how long you're going to have to crochet a pair of panties for me?
Well, considering I just barely made the butt crack cover for you on that one, and that took me like a week.
That's it.
So then, instead of regular panties,
so they'll all
where
be
they
thong.
yeah, what do regular panties cost when you sell them online? Do we know? Does anybody
we
know?
looked it.
Does
We
any of
looked
our
it up
fans
once
know?
before.
Do you guys know how much panties cost online if you're buying somebody's used panties?
$4.
No, we had one. She told us she sells hers for $30, and I think Thor sells his for $40. But he gets more because he has a very niche market.
I should sell my used bras too. My busted ones.
Hold on, Britta. Well, that
It's
will
Brita.
Brita,
It's not
sorry.
Britta like the picture.
Farts in a bag. That will tie into a story that we're going to be discussing in a bit.
Woo! You must be psychic. We do got a fart story or two today. That's gonna be fucking hilarious. Ooh, hilarious.
I've got nothing. I'm done. I
You're
embarrassed way too easy.
Are you, well, then we should just roll on into your story.
No, there's other stuff to cover first. Like, I
It's
have
like a Band-Aid. You just gotta-
one page of an article because I forgot to print the rest.
She hit one page.
So, Southwest Airline pilots live stream plane toilet on hidden camera. I don't know what happened beyond that because
Just, you've got the headline. Google it. That's our news for the day. I love Southwest. I don't give a shit if somebody records me pooping on an airline toilet. It ain't pretty anyway. I don't give a fuck, except I should be making some of the money off of that. I'm just saying. Send me some money.
I read the article. It was something about they had a iPad in the cockpit, and somebody else was in there, and they said, "Hey, don't tell anybody, but we can live stream the bathroom." And they showed this person, and so that's what they were doing. They had a camera in the bathroom.
If it was me, all you saw was this. No, I poop pretty easy. I don't really do that. I shit real easy.
Do you?
I'm an easy shitter, in case you didn't know that. So, yeah, that's going to render me. I'm so glad I already have partners, because I am not appealing to very many people.
I mean, you are if you want somebody who like shits fast.
Right?
You're like, we gotta go.
Like, you want a classy broad? I can't help you there, buddy. I just wiped 3-day-old shit off my ass. No, that's not true.
God.
I clean my ass regularly. Once a week, whether it needs it or not. Yes?
Yes.
Johnny Fever? I'm out of coffee.
I need to know, why is it that about 95% of women taking selfies is in the fucking bathroom?
Because it's the only time we're alone.
And it's a good lighting.
Mm-hmm.
I always take selfies in the bathroom. and then send them to her. I'm usually drunk.
I send her sober bathroom selfies. Actually, I have purposefully taken sober bathroom selfies and shared them in our super secret Facebook page
Yes, you have.
to combat the multitudes of drunken bathroom selfies that Toxie posts.
Yeah, one day when I pass on, everybody's going to have their legacy. Mine will be drunken bathroom selfies. I don't know.
Mine is going to be the way I died. So I just like to let you all know that the show did not almost happen today because I almost died 15 minutes before I was well, it's more like 30 minutes before I was supposed to go on the show. My throat's a little scratchy, and I don't know if you can tell in my voice, but I was eating.
And she's sitting here with particles in her chest.
I am. I was eating my new favorite low-carb keto diet snack, pork rinds. And I may have been a little overzealous in the ingestion of my pork rinds, and I inhaled a piece of pork rind. I didn't just like swallow it wrong. It went in my fucking lungs. There's fried pork skin in my lungs. I was coughing so bad. My roommate, we have a trash can in the living room because we just throw a bunch like tissues and stuff in there so that we don't have trash all over the place. And he literally uncovered the trash can and handed it to me. He thought I was going to barf. I was coughing so hard. Like, it was bad.
Did anybody offer you a tappy?
No. My kid just walked in and looked at me. My kid, who's sick, by the way, he's been home from school for 2 days, looked at me. He's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And then my roommate's like, handed me, I mean, he looked grossed out too. Like,
I
he
know,
handed me
but
everything.
Jesus, man could have reached over and given you a tappy or something.
We don't do that anymore.
Haha, not that kind.
It's funny. It's a joke because my roommate's my ex. No, it was bad. Like, my throat burned, and I really thought, like, I kept coughing up pieces of pork rind too. I'd like cough and be like gritty coughing, and then I'd have to spit it out, and then I'd cough some more, and then I'm still like, I could feel a little, like when you're just over a chest cold and it's just a little bit tight left, it feels like that in there. So if I develop pneumonia, it's because
It's pork related.
It's pork related. All of my practicing Jewish friends and Muslim friends are pointing and laughing and going, haha, that's what you get.
Stephanie said pork rinds is why you shit so easy.
Actually, I have only just recently started pork rinds, and that's because I've only found like 3 flavors that I like. Most pork rinds taste like a pig's ass.
Because what do you think it is?
It's their skin. It's mostly their butt cheeks. It's not their actual ass.
I'm pretty sure they're probably going to throw some out. What are they going to do? Dispose of the assholes?
You know what? Some of them look like they're just little fried
They
assholes.
probably are fried assholes.
And they taste like it. So, but I found a couple of brands that don't taste like fried pork rind butthole, and I like them. And I really need to manage my carbs better, and I need crunchy snacks. And as much as I love sugar snap peas, I can only eat so many of those because those do make me shit really good. But no, the pork rinds are not the reason I shit really good. The reason I shit really good is I have a damaged pancreas and a damaged duodenum and no gallbladder from my zombie gallbladder from hell. And so my shit system is just real good because it's broken. It's busted. If I ever need a cleanse, I'll just go eat like a bunch of really fatty Italian sausage, and it's literally like shit through a goose. That's my new call sign.
Shit through a goose?
I'm Goose now. What do they call you, Goose? Because I shit real good.
But do you know geese shit well? Like, are you just assuming?
I just know that they're angry and they squawk a lot, and that sounds a lot like me too, so. Woo!
Yes.
I'm a goose, y'all. Squawk, motherfucker.
I don't even know.
No, it's honk. They honk.
Honk.
Honk, motherfucker.
Like that.
Honk.
This is a riveting show.
It is a very
Like
riveting
doing
show.
Geese calls.
Goose shits.
Geeses.
So what else? What's our chat doing? They're just talking about me pooping.
Yeah, about you pooping.
All right, so let's talk about.
Rita is the best light.
Yeah, bathrooms have the best light.
Ian's watching.
Hello.
I haven't seen him in a moment.
Your turn. You have a story?
I
You
do.
ready? Let's go for it. Look, I just talked about me pooping, so it can't be nearly as bad as your story.
All right, listen. I have a story to share.
I'm going to be incoherent while she tells this story.
Because I've already told her part of the story, and at one point she's like, stop. You have to
Save
stop
it for the
telling it
show.
now. You have to save it for the show. And usually when I tell show stories about, I have to get back up on this seat now. I already sit my ass off. I tell stories about things that happen
Months ago.
like a long time back. This is brand new. Very recent. And so a few weeks ago we talked about embarrassing sex stories, and I had a top 2. And my first one was bad, a little embarrassing. And my second one was about where, just a quick refresher, I was seeing somebody, having sex with them for the first time. I got nervous. I went in the restroom for a while. I was texting a friend, like, I'm a little nervous. It's kind of weird, blah, blah, blah. And so I was in there so long chatting with my friend that I was afraid that he was probably out there thinking I was taking a shit. So my friend told me to start laughing hysterically, then sent me a video of some kittens and told me, go out, show this video, and show that this is what you were doing in here for so long. So,
Just so you know, laughing in the bathroom is not nearly as embarrassing as pooping in the bathroom, apparently.
Apparently in my mind, it was the lesser of two evils, and it worked. But I managed to top it, and coincidentally, I managed to top it with that same person years later. So,
Go for it.
it was much easier telling you
Just
when there
look at
wasn't a camera.
Just look at me.
So listen, I had an incident or two. I'm going to start, they kind of happen at the same time, so I'm just going to let them lead into each other. But I've mentioned before that I'm quite fond of giving blowjobs. So let's just preface this by saying that a blowjob was involved in this story. Only, it was a very wet blowjob. Like, so wet, in fact, that I had spit everywhere. Everywhere. Like, I kept even wondering, like, where the fuck is all this spit coming from? Everywhere.
This is a juicy
Like,
job.
it was bad. I was gagging on my own spit, and not even in a sexy way. Like, it was the unsexiest thing that you could ever imagine. Like, just picture me crying, snot,
Saliva just
saliva
like a Saint
everywhere.
Bernard, just
Like-
drool coming down her face.
Like a Saint Bernard. Oh, yeah. Like a Saint, you know when you look at the Saint Bernard and the Saint Bernard's just dripping big globs of spit? Like,
look
that
like
was
my
me, but that was
dog.
only a little. Like, I look like your dog on a good day. I look like your dog, you know, well hydrated, but not as well hydrated. So anyway, so it was really wet. Like, it was to a point where I'm like, oh, can you move over this way a little? And he's like, I kind of can't. There's a huge wet spot there. But the wet spot was literally for my saliva. Like, it was just, I was gushing. I was literally gushing out my mouth. So,
You know when you squirt, it's supposed to be from between your other lips, right?
Right.
Okay.
So there was, and just to kind of throw in, just, an FYI, there was plenty of wetness happening there, but just not at this moment. So anyway, so slobber everywhere, super embarrassing. I was like, I'm literally choking on my own vomit. This is horrible. There's nothing possible that could go worse here. There's nothing that could go worse than the fact that I'm literally like over damming from my mouth. I'm sorry. Keep going. Well, it did get worse. Because let me just preface this again by saying, like, we were in a place and there was a bathroom next to the bed, and I felt a little gassy, but I didn't like fart in the bathroom. I didn't let it out in the bathroom because I didn't want him to hear because he was right next to the bathroom. And I'm like, God, I'd be really embarrassed right now if he could hear me through the bathroom. So, anyway, opposite by that. Go back to the bed. I'm face down.
She's face down.
Sorry. Totally naked.
Tonsils
ass
deep
in
on
the
his
air,
dick.
Tonsils deep, like river gushing everywhere. I gag and I fucking fart. And it wasn't even a little. It wasn't even a little, like, it wasn't even a little, like, oh, did that just happen? It was like I felt my ass cheeks vibrate, like they rippled. Like, there was residual clapping, but only it was my ass. So, I near died of embarrassment. Except when I started laughing. It just made it happen more.
She was laughing and farting. Oh God, I just did like 8,000 crunches. My gut hurts so bad.
So, I mean, I think I topped the one before.
Just so you know, she told me this story over text. I'm sitting at home. My ex and my kid are like on the couch. I'm on the chair. She texted me this story and I am dying laughing. And they're both like, what's going on? What's so funny? And I'm like, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you because one of you's 14 and the other one of you should never know. Every time I have thought about this story for like 3 days now, I have just devolved into hilarity because that is the funniest thing. Because all I can see is Toxic's glorious ass in the air, just ripping a big fat one. Not like a little toot. She's like, it was a big old fart with like butt cheeks flapping. So I'm like, that's the sound I'm hearing. And then she's so nervous, she starts laughing and farting. Have you ever laughed and farted? Have you ever had a giggle fart? Like every time you laugh, a toot comes out. So it's like, ha toot, ha toot, ha toot.
It was an orchestra, like I had ass orchestra. Orchestra ass.
Oh God, I can't do it.
Stephanie said he got head by serenade. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was that bad.
Did it stink?
I don't know. I couldn't breathe enough to check. Like in the combination of laughing and like going, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Okay, but so here's the best part about this guy. He took her to breakfast the next morning. He didn't let it stop him.
I so appreciate that because I was literally at the point where I'm like, well, I'm gonna get my clothes and go.
You can't just fart and run, you fucking crop duster.
What do you do?
You just keep laughing and farting until you're
Not a
done.
manual.
And then you roll over and you go, oh, that was great. And go to sleep.
There's not a manual for when you fart giving head. Like there's not.
But at least you didn't
And
get
it wasn't
farted.
even a little one.
At least you didn't get farted on while you were giving head.
No, that's true.
I've been
That's
farted on
true.
while giving head.
I'd probably prefer that right now.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm sorry, I hurt now.
So, yes, there was a whole symphony.
What is it?
Abby said a whole symphony. The show was dying, as am I now, but I was then. I literally was like,
Jasper, Jesus, take the wheel.
seriously. Yes, there's so many fetishes that pay for that shit. I know. And I mean, I don't know what I would have done if it was recorded.
Sold that shit on our clips for
sold
sale?
that shit, but honestly, at that moment, like, I was just going to die. I'm like, I kind of don't know what to do now between Niagara Falls from my mouth and, and Beethoven's Fifth Symphony or whatever from my ass.
Beethoven's. It's Beethoven's. So my new nickname is Goose, and your new nickname is Beethoven.
Abby, at least he wasn't going down on you when you farted. I mean, never say never, because at this point,
You know now that you have not shit in front of him, but you have farted in front of him, you should be able to just let one rip in the bathroom now, so you don't have to fart on him while you're fucking him later. Right? Like you can fart in the
I
bathroom
feel
now.
like that's a good progression. Yes.
We're headed towards like serious non-commitment happening here. That's
Oh God.
fucking hilarious. That ate up like half our show right there. That's fabulous.
That's it. That's all I got. I'm done.
It's like 30 minutes of us laughing like fucking hyenas. Oh, that's fabulous.
Like, has it happened? We've got plenty of people in chat. Has it happened to anyone else?
Yes, I, not my baby daddy ex, but my last ex, I farted on him once while he was going down on me. Maybe twice. But it was after my gallbladder surgery. Sometimes you don't have control over that shit anymore. I mean, I never pooped on him. I don't think. He didn't say anything.
I mean, I will say, like, I didn't shit on him, so that's
I didn't poop on him.
always a plus.
I've heard stories of other people getting shat upon accidentally.
We've heard stories from other.
We have heard so many fucking stories. Just so you know, people tell us stories off the air that never make it on the air because we can't tell these stories. They're more embarrassing than her farting on a dude. And you didn't even fart on him. You just farted near him.
I know, but my ass was in the air.
Was it
and
pointed at him?
like, not directly at him, but, like, enough.
At like a 45-degree angle to him?
Maybe 45, if I was sure what a 45 degree was.
So 90-degree angle is where you're at a corner. 45-degree angle is like half of that.
Around there.
So you,
around there.
so you farted in his general direction.
And that, yeah, like, I
Did
liked
his
it
father
because-
smell of elderberries?
What?
You don't get that. Never
No, I
mind.
don't get that.
I out-nerded the room. I'm sorry.
Unless,
excuse me.
excellent idea, Sierra.
What?
Something you said.
I don't remember what the excellent idea
Unless he is now expecting you to fart. You have to keep them coming.
Funny thing, we know how to make yourself fart.
We do. We learned that on an episode.
We did learn that on an episode. You take one of those little baby nose squeegees, the little bulbs that you squeeze the nose boogers out with, and you stick it up your bum and you squeeze it in. So you put air up your butt, and then you can fart.
Jaspy said we would fight for real if that happened. Dawn, yeah, I farted in someone's face. Like, I tried not to, but, you know, what can you do? Thank you.
Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you literally have no control over it.
I've spit, by the way, so much on...
This isn't a blowjob. Jesus Christ.
That's my new thing now. Very wet blowjob.
So you're going to be like Pavlovian, like you're going to see a
Yes,
dick just start
yes.
fucking drooling
Like,
everywhere.
I mean, it's almost Pavlovian anyway, but I mean intentionally now.
That's funny.
You can do the same to fake pee. Stephanie, I sharted and not afraid to admit it. The guy was eating downtown, went to the bathroom, came back with towel, cleaned that shit up literally, and kept going. He was a keeper. That is awesome.
That is a keeper. Homeboy just clean up your poop and still eat your vag out? That's a keeper right there. What else we got on? Tammy says, yes, can do the same to... Oh, fake pee. That's right.
You can insert fake pee.
Yeah, you just squeeze it up into your vagina. You know how you can do Kegels?
Right.
So you just hold it in, and then when the guy's like, pee all over me, then you just push out like you're trying to poop, but not quite pooping. And then you push all the fluid out of your vagina and onto
That is way too much pressure. Like now, my only goal is to not fart again while giving a blowjob. Like that's the only place I can have the bar right this moment.
You know that downward dog position is the position that they tell you to take when you're gassy and you can't get the gas out? Like, I've had multiple doctors who, because I have intestinal issues, we've discussed this. My name is Goose. So sometimes the gas gets trapped and I get painful gas. And every doctor has told me, just do the yoga position, downward dog, where you're on your knees, your ass is in the air, and your face is flat to the ground. So basically, fat girl blowjob position. And relax, and the fart will just come out.
It's also a great sex position. However, requires a little balance. But I don't know if I've ever had it be fartier in that position.
Well, it's a position I take when I need to fart. So if we're doing it doggy style, just so you know, I might fart on you. My apologies now. But I am not apologizing for it later.
Let's just make an overall general disclaimer. We might fart on you.
Women might fart on you. Men might fart on you. I didn't stop the blowjob when homeboy farted on my hands. I finished that. I was out camping, and my boyfriend at the time was with me, and we were kind of drunk, and I was giving him a blowjob, so I had him by both ass cheeks because he was way skinnier than me. And I was, giving him a blowjob, and he let one rip right basically to the palm of my hand. It was fun.
Tim, oh no, I meant the fake fart thing. Works for dudes peeing on camera on command. Embarrassing to know, but it was for art. I claim everything is for art.
Everything's for the show. Everything we do
Research.
is research for the show. We can get away with a lot of shit doing that,
Yes.
just so you know.
Yes.
No, just farts, not shit. Whew. So, do we want to take this in a more serious direction now? No?
Where do you go from farts? I don't.
So, I don't think I've received permission yet to talk about these, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. So one of my partners sent me a bunch of questions to answer because we're at, I believe, the negotiation stage of our relationship where we're going from one stage to the next. So it begins with questions. I've already answered all these. You can answer them if you want to. I'll give you a truncated version of mine. So the first question is, what makes you feel as though you are submitting to me in a fulfilling way? So you wouldn't clearly be submitting to me, but if you were submitting to somebody.
I wouldn't have let you send those to me if I knew I was expected to answer
You don't have
things
to
on
answer
the
them.
spot.
You don't have to answer them.
What is it?
What makes you feel as though you are submitting to me in a fulfilling way? So mine is service. I'm service-oriented. Sorry, I'm still recovering from almost drowning in pork rinds. If you are happy with the things that I do, then I feel fulfilled. I'm like a get me water, make me dinner, fetch me food kind of person. I like fulfilling those roles. You're not really submissive particularly, are you?
For the most part, I'm a pleaser. That's what it is. I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah, same thing. What are the words and actions that make you feel like the absolute best girl? So this has nothing to do with submitting, clearly, but I mean, what words and actions make you feel like the absolute best?
Not farting on someone.
And what can your partner do for you? For me, it's being praised. I like being praised when I've done something, even a small fucking thing. If you praise me for it, I'm like, like that makes me happy. They're like, my, that was a really nice pork rind you almost died on. Really? Thanks. What can your partner say or do?
I don't know
No?
the answers.
Okay.
You thought these over.
I have.
So I
given
did
them
not.
thought. What are some words and actions that make you feel safe and protected? That's a hard one for me to answer.
Police, open the door.
Police open the door. Do not make me feel safe and protected. Just so you know, I've been arrested enough times and I've had the police show up at my apartments enough times. Don't ask me. I had a crazy early 20s. The police open the door. Do not make me feel safe and protected. But you know how when a person wraps their arms around you from behind, but not like high up so that they'll choke you, but just like right around here, and they just not squeeze you, but they hold you? I like that.
Do you want me to walk up behind you and
Yeah.
just hold you right there?
Yeah.
What if I'm grabbing your boobs? Does
that's
it
fine.
count?
Not anybody can do that to me, but most of my friends and people within my circle, if you just walked up and did that to me, that'd be putty in your hands. What makes you feel heard and seen? This is a hard one to answer because I hardly ever actually feel heard and seen. Because when I do say things, when I do eventually speak up about something, I've been summarily dismissed in the past. So I think I really rambled on the answer to this. I don't think I've actually answered that question. But I think it's like, don't dismiss me out of hand just because you don't agree with how I feel, I guess. Kind of thing. Sort of.
Sort of, I think. So listen to your words. Don't dismiss you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to talk about the last two because they're a little personal. I still sent them to you just in case, but yeah, because my mom watches this show and she doesn't need to know all that.
I'd like you to do the last ones because your mom watches the show.
Oof. Well, that ate up 5 minutes.
Way to go. Way to go. That's it. That is why when you eat pussy from the back and enter at your own risk.
Yes.
Oh,
We're still talking about farting in vaginas. Farting while eating someone out or sucking their dick. Or whatever. Farts during sex. We should have just stuck with farts during sex. The embarrassing shit that can happen during sex. You know what I like is when something embarrassing happens and you both acknowledge it, you giggle a little bit, but you keep fucking. That's awesome.
Sounds like the 5 love language quiz.
I've taken that quiz.
I have to tell you, so here's something. I took that quiz a while back. And here's...
The love language quiz is a lot like the personality quiz,
Right.
the Briggs-Myers. It
Right.
changes. Your answers change over time.
But it tells you, like, how you prefer to receive love and how you prefer to give love. And I thought it was kind of enlightening because I will say that from it, I learned that a relationship that I had been in for a very, 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 very long time, I wasn't listening to their love language. So, I mean, I guess that's something that I don't think it was a huge thing back then.
No. So here's the thing about people in relationships, like, especially like the 5 languages of love and all the other things that have come out, like everyone's like, oh, everybody wants to give this new way to have relationships. It might be a new way, but it's enlightened because we've been doing it for so long now that we have better insights into how relationships should work.
And that's more so what it was when I had done it and then I recognized, I'm like, oh, a lot of things make sense because,
I took that quiz and I think I disagreed with the answer. Like, 'cause I think it said like I was like my love language was words or whatever it is, but it's not really. Like, I like words, but I really prefer actions and gifts. I know if that sounds shallow, but I like a well thought out gift. I don't like red roses, not because they aren't beautiful. Red roses are gorgeous. I love the smell of roses, but I don't like receiving red roses because it takes 0 effort. You can go to 7-Eleven and get a red rose. And I've heard the argument, well, if they picked up that red rose from 7-Eleven, that means they were thinking about you right then. And I'm like, well, that's fucking great, but right next to it was like a electric blue carnation with a fucking teddy bear on it, and I would totally prefer that to the red rose. Like, if you're standing there at the fucking single flower section in 7-Eleven, pick me the weird one. If you know me at all, you would know I want the weird one. I don't want the one everyone else gets. Get me something someone else doesn't get. Get me the green rose with the pink tips. I don't fucking know. Get me something weird.
Where the fuck are you buying flowers? I don't understand where these are.
You got to check out fucking 7-Eleven. Some of their flowers are insane. But yeah, like I don't like the I like spontaneous gifts, but I don't like the like generic brand. If it's something I would like I love that. Like something specific to what I would like. My male partner just recently surprised me and my female partner both. Like literally, he went to the bathroom and came back with gifts for us. Not what you're thinking. He stopped by it. That would have been funny. He stopped by like a little soap shop on the way back from one of the booths at the fair. Like we were at Ren Fair, and he had to go to the bathroom. And on his way back to where we were is this little soap shop. He stopped in there, and he got her a soap about something I don't remember because I wasn't paying any attention because I was busy opening mine. And it was this adorable like little potion bottle that said like witch's brew on it, and the soap said like witch's brew, and it just smells fucking delicious. But it's very clearly something I would love. You know, it wasn't just like vanilla lavender. Like it was like crazy colors and this like lemon verbena scent, which is cool. I don't know. I like the weird shit.
I give everyone gift cards. Jesus.
I'm okay with
I'm
gift
really
cards.
feeling crappy tonight.
You know, I would prefer gift
I'm all
cards.
like Starbucks gift card.
I would prefer a
Amazon
Starbucks
gift card.
Yeah, I prefer a Starbucks gift card to fuzzy socks. Like, spend the $10 on a Starbucks gift card. I will appreciate that way more than your fucking fuzzy socks, which I got 8 million of because, you know, when you're not a particularly creative person and you take a child out to go shopping for another parent, sometimes you just end up with fuzzy socks every year for Christmas.
I get fuzzy socks every year and I love them.
But that's
I'm
like
a fuzzy sock mom.
I have 3 pairs of I do not need any more pairs of fuzzy socks unless they are really cool and weird looking fuzzy
And what's
socks.
funny, I hate wearing socks.
Really?
I don't like things on my feet. But if it's really cold, I'm just home like curled up on the couch or something, then I'm going to put on my little reindeer socks or my pizza socks or my kitten socks.
See, I would love fuzzy pizza socks. That'd be fucking cool. But not just, you know, like $9.99 3-pack from Walmart fuzzy socks. Yay. Thank you so much.
So no socks for you.
No, unless they're like weird out there crazy fucking socks. I don't know. My love language is
Not socks.
not socks. Is that a love language? Not socks?
Not socks. I believe so.
All right. What's your love? You said your love language was
Yeah. I mean, it was a while ago that I did it. I don't remember.
How do you like to be shown love? Like when you're with someone, like what do you want? Do you want me to touch you all the time? Just hold
I
your
like-
hand?
Touch is really big for me,
Is
and
it?
I'm a toucher. So that's like a big thing for me. Yeah.
Cuddling, touching, holding hands?
Yeah.
I am to an extent. I overheat too easy to be much of a cuddler, but I like to cuddle until I don't. I'm like a cat.
You are a cat.
I am exactly like a cat. I'm like, yes, I love you touching me. That's enough. I'm done. Like, that's exactly
And
how
you
it
shit in a
goes.
litter box.
I don't shit in a litter box. I shit in a toilet. I perch on the edge of the toilet and shit in it, but, you know, that's another thing. I'm a toilet-trained kitty cat. Meow.
Not socks is the 6th love language. I think so.
Yeah, not socks. I like the weird stuff. Don't bring me home red roses or fuzzy socks unless they're super, super weird or they're blood red. Like the color of a fresh murder scene. Because I'm weird. And spooky as fuck. And Halloween is not over yet.
Why?
I never take down my skulls. I have skulls all over my house.
You keep them up year round?
I do. You've never noticed
Halloween.
my skulls?
You know, we did for Halloween.
I have a jack-o'-lantern up in
Speaking
my house year round.
of, We did our usual bar.
Yeah.
Halloween.
I was explaining that to somebody at work, and they were like, "What did you do?" And I said, "Well, my one of my best friends and I, we our kids are teenagers, so they can trick or treat on their own, and we encourage them to trick or treat because you should trick or treat right up until you die, I guess." So we take them to a pretty famous neighborhood for trick or treaters. Like half the city goes there and trick or treats. Actually, I have a story about this in a minute when I'm done with this story. We dropped the kids off, and then, like, literally right outside the gate to this neighborhood is a bar. And so we go and sit in the bar and drink and order bar food while the kids trick-or-treat. And then they come back, and they tell us we're back, and we take a sweet-ass time finishing up our bills, so they sit in the parking lot and exchange candy.
Yeah. It's quite ideal.
It's a fucking sweet-ass gig, yo.
I mean, it's not as if they're like 5 and 3 and we're
No, they're
dropping them off.
14 and 16, so they're plenty big enough to be doing this on their own. Yeah, it's not like we kicked the 3-year-old out and was like, see you in an hour, kid. It was like 2 hours, though. I think we started getting a little worried about them.
Yeah.
I was like,
But they hit every house.
I'm sure
like
they
they
did.
went everywhere.
I'm sure they did. Because between your kid brave enough to walk up to the scary houses and my kid willing to walk forever, I'm sure they were able to get them all. Yeah. I told my kid afterwards that we were theorizing that maybe they were making out, and that's why it was taking so long for them to come back. And he was like, ew, Mom, no. I was like, why? He's like, that would just be weird. It's like, because they've known each other for a number of years now, since before either of them, I think, hit puberty. So
Right.
they're more like brothers and sisters than anything else.
They're two. What they are is they're two singles.
They're two single
They're two
kids.
only children. They're two onlys.
Yeah.
And so they coexist like onlys.
And we have exact same stories from them. We'll see them, like we went to that Memorial Day weekend. We
Yeah.
hung out all weekend. They came out to my property, and
So for 3 days, maybe 4.
yeah, it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We came back on Monday. So
Monday.
like 3.5
For
days.
4 days, we were at a property with, like, we were in the middle of nowhere.
No, barely any internet.
Barely any internet. Like, we're like,
You
can't
get
I
really,
I got it right here.
You get really good internet in the guest bathroom, but only when you're sitting on the toilet, which is the perfect time to have the great
That's
internet.
why I was in there half the time.
They basically sat on either ends of the couch on their phones or watching the 30,000 hour monk marathon that we were watching on TV,
Which was also ideal.
which was fucking fabulous. Hardly any like verbal communication happened under the
Yeah.
"Are you hungry?" Yeah. Like that was the whole fucking thing. And then afterwards they're like gushing about how much fun they had.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys didn't even talk. I spent
I
like
had so much fun when I'm with them. It was such a great time.
Yeah, I think
What a
that
good weekend.
the most they interacted was when we went to the pool. They spent like an hour like interacting. Out of 3
Right,
days, they spent
right.
1 hour actually
They were
interacting.
throwing shit in the pool and chasing after it
That's it. That's all they were doing.
the whole time.
I think they played a little foosball up
Yeah.
in the guest house or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, it was. Yeah, and just like trick or treating, he gushed the whole way home about how he talked about the way he's going to do his trick or treating and how much fun he had with Elizabeth or with whatever. And sorry, and I was like, so like you guys had a good time? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, did you guys talk? And he goes, yeah, I told a story. Like that was like I think they probably were just like this one.
They were, yeah, that's exactly what I'm envisioning.
This
like,
one? No.
Should we go this one?
Yeah, that's probably their entire
All right, let's
conversation.
go this. All right. Let's go that one. That one had good candy.
Yeah. Fucking.
But they're just good existers.
Yeah, they
Like,
both
they coexist well.
because they both sort of live on this like level plane of existence. There's not a lot of highs and lows for them. They're just pretty mellow kids all together.
Right,
So
right.
they mellow really well at the same time. It's funny as fuck.
I said, hey, for prom, did you want to take Dee to prom? And she thought, she saw, oh, maybe. I said, like, he'll have something nice. Like, Sarah, he'll be all dressed up. She's like, oh,
He has
yeah.
a tailored
Yeah.
suit.
Wait,
I mean,
but
I have to get it
go-
retailored.
But I go, and no one's going to know it. He's super tall. No one's going to know he's like 2 years younger and in middle school.
He's
she's
just
all, oh, yeah, I think my friends are all going alone. But she was totally on board till I reminded her.
Yeah, he's still in middle
He's in
school.
middle school.
Is she doing prom this year or next year?
Yeah, both years.
Oh, I mean, he'll be. He's 14.
I think next year it's okay.
I mean, he's basically the age of a freshman, so she could just say he's a freshman at
That's
another
what I
school.
said.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know. He's super tall.
He's as tall as she is.
and I'm like, it'd be kind of perfect. Just so I'll let you know. I'll let you know, Mom. Like, okay.
I realized the other day, my kid is in the last year of middle school, and I was like, does your school have dances? And he's like, yeah, all the time. I'm like, You've never been to a dance. Why don't you go to the dances? And I'm like, well, why? I'm like, I'll pay for you. We'll go get you a nice like thing to wear. Like, won't even force you to wear a suit to them, even though I want to. Like, he's like, no, it's good. I don't want to go. I'm like, ugh, it's because you don't have a date. You can go to a dance alone. He's like, oh, no.
No, for ninth grade, mine wouldn't go, period. And I said, I get one dress. Out of 4 years, I get one dress. One dress. She said, all right, whatever. All right. So last year, her and her friends were going to homecoming. So then she's like, I need shoes, and I want a nicer dress, and, like, I need to get my nails done. So, like, she went all out. She went crazy. And then, they had plans, and they did all their thing. And then for Sadie Hawkins, which is when the girls asked the guys.
She didn't ask anyone?
No, she went with another girl. And instead of going to the actual dance, like, they dressed alike, and they went with some others. And then they went to Adventure Dome. So they literally didn't even go to this school.
Nice.
So they just did a whole big friends dealio.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Yeah, my kid, he's going to prom, whether he wants to or not. I will buy tickets for a limo.
Don't worry,
and
mine
put him
will
in
come
a
home from
tux.
college, specific for prom. Don't worry.
I got plenty of friends. I'll fucking go. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm your date. So embarrassing. I'm the worst parent. I am the parent who, like, embarrasses their kid sort of on purpose. Most of the time on purpose.
I will tell you I don't. I'll only do it if we're around you or, like, people we really know. I won't do it in front of our friends.
No, I don't do it in front of his friends, but I definitely do it, like, at home a lot. So.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it at home. For sure.
There
So,
was a story I was going to say about Halloween.
Dawn, I never went to my prom, went to other people's.
I went to my prom. Had sex in the back of my mom's minivan on prom night. There you go, Mom.
Yay!
That's why I wanted to borrow the minivan. Room to fuck in it. That's why I have a minivan now.
I went to prom with my high school boyfriend. Did not have sex. Did not have sex at all in high school. Did not have sex until right before I went away to college. With same high school boyfriend.
One of my first boyfriends was in his 30s, and I didn't know it. I thought he was in his early 20s. He totally lied to me.
Did you get that, Mom?
Yeah.
Did you get that, Sierra Madre?
She met him. My parents both met him, and I'm pretty sure they knew he was not in his early 20s.
Linda, you didn't go to prom? Did you go to other dances, though?
Yeah, I went to my prom. I went to most of my dances.
They're soul bonded. It's cool. I had friends like that in high school. I agree. I think they're connected. I doubt our kids are going to have sex at any point, but I think they'll probably stay friends even when they're older.
Yeah, probably. They'll be those friends who'll be like, oh, my friend so-and-so is in town. And all their friends will be like, who's so-and-so? And they're like, oh, we've known each other for years. And they'll get together and they'll go out to, like, have dinner or coffee, and it'll be a good time. And then they'll separate, and that'll be it.
Well,
and then,
it's my daughter, so they'll probably go drinking.
it's my kid, so they might end up at a coffee shop with alcohol. So
Compromise.
actually, they're going to end up going to the sex club and not having sex with each other. That's what's going to happen.
That's it right there. I went to the prom at 50 and I won. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You won at prom, too.
I did win at prom. I was
You
the
won
prom,
prom
queen.
queen.
I wear my crown.
I would wear that fucker everywhere.
I should.
I'd be like down Smith's, like, do.
Yeah. Walking around in my fucking pajamas at Smith's with my goddamn prom queen crown on. I'll be like, what up, bitches? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Like and subscribe to this video. If this is your first time watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If this is your first time watching us on Facebook, thank you so much. Tune in because we stay on, we go on earlier and we stay on later than we do on our YouTube videos. YouTubers, follow us on Facebook for our live video. Like us, subscribe to us, send me money, and I'll put your patch upon my, maybe not my breast, it's pretty full, but somewhere on my jacket.
Do not bother with the Trump 2020 or I eat ass. Those will be coming.
Those are on their way already. I'm Sierra.
Toxie.
We'll see you on the next episode.
If you're
If you're brave enough. That's also my line.
Later, bitches.